Tonight's cover story, tracking hate. According to the Anti-Defamation League, the number of anti-Semitic incidents in this country has surged to the highest level ever recorded.
But a Chicago-based group is working to create a protective shield over the Jewish community. WGN's Mike Lowe has a rare look inside the command center of the Secure Community Network.
Hate in the headlines.
A string of incidents over the weekend, vandalism targeting Jewish-owned businesses, synagogues, and schools.
As anti-Semitic incidents increase in Chicago.
Very disturbing and disgusting.
Last year at Jones College Prep, a student wore a Nazi-style uniform at a Halloween parade.
He's seen goose-stepping across stage in what appears to be a German soldier uniform.
What appears to be a bright red Nazi flag at Grayslake North High School.
Disappointing, it's saddening.
In Park Ridge, extreme right-wing propaganda and anti-Semitic messages were left on front lawns.
This is crazy that this is happening in our neighborhood.
In West Rogers Park, a Jewish man was assaulted in an attack police say was motivated by hate.
These acts of hate gripped the West Rogers Park community and shocked the city of Chicago.
The Anti-Defamation League recorded 298 anti-Semitic incidents in the Midwest alone in 2022. That's the highest number since the group began tracking them more than 4 decades ago.
Egg salad is almost done, and then chicken is ready. It's cooling off, right? Okay.
One was in West Rogers Park at the Free Synagogue Chicago, which runs a food bank.
We were packing food at Bobby Fura's food bank. Someone comes in and says, hey, there's graffiti and a swastika on the actual building.
Rabbi Levi Nautic said the incident spread confusion and stirred fear that his congregation could be a target of violence.
No one likes to be hated. No one appreciates that people are against them, especially when you're innocent and it's an age-old hate for no reason.
In a downtown Chicago office building, that act of vandalism.
This system is identifying and geofencing Jewish facilities around the country.
And threats like it across North America.
In the last 24 hours, this system has identified close to 2,300 risk events.
We're being tracked by a team of intelligence analysts, data experts, and law enforcement veterans inside of the command center of the Secure Community Network, a nonprofit that describes itself as the official safety and security organization of the Jewish community in North America.
They are the front line of the security for the Jewish community.
This command center serves as the first line of defense.
We are actively ingesting over 18,000 data feeds into our command center, into a proprietary stack of technology we call Project RAIN, a real-time actionable intelligence network. So every single day we're looking at roughly 2,500 to 3,500 risk events across the country.
Michael Masters is the national director and CEO of the Secure Community Network. How would you describe the threat environment right now?
Most complex and dynamic threat environment facing the Jewish community and our country in the history of the United States.
It's such a pressing problem that Governor J.B. Pritzker announced $20 million in state grants to synagogues and other religious institutions deemed at a high risk of a terrorist attack. Security experts say the increase in threats can be attributed partially to the role of social media in amplifying already high-profile voices like Kanye West and Kyrie Irving, both of whom shared anti-Semitic content with millions of their followers.
So in an average week, well over a dozen referrals that we're making to law enforcement of actual threats to life against Jewish community institutions or members of the community.
The Secure Community Network doesn't simply track threats, it prepares potential targets to deal with them.
Grab something that has some weight to it.
Running security training programs at Jewish schools and synagogues.
Another option is that I can isolate into a room.
Training that was used when a gunman took 4 people hostage inside of Congregation Beth Israel in Colleyville, Texas.
One of the congregants asked our trainer, what if we don't have a gun? What if all we have is a chair? And our trainer said, if you have a chair, you throw a chair. This is the chair that Rabbi Charlie Citron Walker threw at the hostage taker that provided in those moments the precious seconds that the 3 remaining hostages needed to get out of the building.
In the SCN headquarters, there are artifacts of anti-Semitic attacks on display.
This is where they blew the door off.
You typically think of museum pieces that are from the distant past. This is 1 year ago.
Yeah, it's a daily, as we walk through the front doors to do our work every day, we pass these two doors as a reminder of how important and critical this mission is.
Through intelligence and training, the SCN's goal is to replace a sense of fear with the feeling of empowerment.
We are working to build a proactive protective shield over the Jewish community across the United States. We recognize that we are not going to control the time and place of the next incident, but we can control our preparation.
You're seeing the worst traits of humanity every day.
We see a lot of the worst, but we also see a lot of the best.
And that's what happened at the Free Synagogue, when the diverse communities surrounding the synagogue came together and denounced the attack.
The way that we could combat hate is through love. Light is much more powerful than darkness. So of course, we're very grateful to law enforcement and the security professionals. They're doing everything they have to do, and we're constantly training, and people are very situationally aware. However, what's really going to make a difference is those acts of goodness. Unity with one another, caring for one another, being there for one another, and so on.
In West Rogers Park, Mike Lowe, WGN News.
Fighting hate right here.
Very
from
important
Chicago.
work.